Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a recent interview with Scream 5 and Scream 6 producer William Sherrick, where he discusses Neve Campbell and whether or not she is in the plans for Scream 7 or beyond. We'll find out his position on Neve's possible return and also hear his personal feelings about Neve and what it was like working with her on Scream 5. So whether you support her return or not, Sidney Prescott has earned her place as a Scream queen. And no matter if she does or doesn't return, it will always be a hot topic in the fandom. Let's go! So producer William Sherrick was recently interviewed on the Movie Maker podcast and directly commented on the future status of Neve Campbell returning. Here's what he had to say. "I think the door is always open from my perspective," Sherrick says in our latest Movie Maker podcast. "She's Sidney Prescott. She's amazing in that role. And then the second part of that is she's an amazing person." So I'll stop there and just start by saying I love to hear that the producer, one of the producers of the film, it's open for her to return. And this really is mirrored by Radio Silence and I believe all of the creative team involved. Because the reason she wasn't in 6 had nothing to do with scripting or the creative team. It was strictly a salary dispute with the business executives at Spyglass and Lantern. That's what it was about. It was between them. So he reinforces here that the door is always open. Like if Sidney Prescott or if Neve Campbell says, "I want to be in Scream 7. I want Sidney to come back," they will write a part for her. She will be in that movie. It's going to happen if they can get the salary negotiated right. And Sidney also, Neve has come out and said, in interviews a few months back, that she felt the chapter for Sidney Prescott has not closed. It's not, the story's not fully been told for Sidney. There's more to tell, and that she's open to come back as Sidney Prescott if they come back with what a fair offer would be for her salary. So she's expressed publicly she's interested and open to return for the right price. And the producers of the film and directors and all are on board with her coming back too. So it really comes down to working out that negotiation between her and the business executives at Spyglass. If they can make that deal happen, Sidney Prescott will be back in a Scream film. And to what capacity she would be written in, I don't know. The rumor was a few months back that the original idea over the summer, was that Neve would have had a very significant role in Scream 7. That was the rumor that was being tossed around. How much truth is that? We put a grain of salt, as always. It's a rumor until it's not. So we'll have to wait and see. I doubt we'll ever find out for sure. But we'll have to wait and see what's happening with 7. It would be amazing right now if they're in negotiations with Neve and they're holding off on making the 7 announcement because they want to announce Neve Campbell's returning. That would be amazing. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. And, if they can work out a price for her that she's going to accept and we'll be willing to come back to. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, expressing his personal feelings toward Neve, Sherrick stressed how much he enjoyed working with and hanging out with Neve Campbell on Scream 5. And he went on to say, "I would love to work with her again, Scream or not Scream. She's just awesome." He adds, "I would like nothing more than to work with her again." So there you go, guys. Once again, this is one of the producers of Scream 6, 5, 6, and will be Scream 7, stating how much he would love to work with her again. And even if it's not a Scream project, that's how well of a time, how good of a time, how well things went working with Neve Campbell, which doesn't surprise me. She's seems to be the absolute utmost professional, and I would expect to hear nothing less than this from folks who've worked with her. So, and he ended up by saying, I would like nothing more than to work with her again. So clearly, again, to reiterate, the producers are all on. They're all in. They're ready to go. The creative team is on board. So it's just a matter of finances, and that's what's got to get worked out, as I was saying just a minute ago. So my overall kind of closing ideas on his comments and the Nev situation, because I know a lot of you have reached out to me and are kind of, beginning to talk about, is Nev going to come back for 7 and starting that discussion again. I'll just say right now, I still think, honestly, in my book, it's a 50-50 thing. I'm not trying to cop out and take the high road. I really believe that's true. I think it's a 50-50 proposition. It could literally go either way right now. And I think that, once, and again, they could literally be negotiating now, or they may announce Scream 7 first and then, begin the negotiation stages with Nev to see if they can get it worked out for this one. But I do hope that they try to bring her back, and I hope that, there's a coming crossing of the bridge together for both parties, where they come on a sum that Nev is happy with, and that they write her a good part. Don't just do fan service. Write her a really, really important role in this trilogy, in this to close this thing out. And of course, you guys know where I'm heading. We get Sydney back in 7, then that stew train is purring and rolling, and that's where I want to see Stewmacher return. And it's just a colossal showdown between Gail and Sydney, with Stu and Sam and Tara, and just goes bonkers ending. That's what I want. But I'll save the Stu stuff for another video. I just wanted to focus on Nev. So guys, I want to know now, what do you think about the possibility of Nev coming back? Are you happy that the producer here for Scream 6 and 7 and 5 is open and would love to work with her, and it's on the table? What do you think about that? Do you want to see Nev back? Some of you do, some of you don't. So leave me a comment below right now in the comments section so that I can understand and your theories and your ideas, and you can share those with me. I'd love to read them, and we can communicate there in the comments. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.